You may have just watched our short video, and so you know the following. Your business relies on inbound phone calls for sales and bookings. You've already paid for the phone to ring, but when calls don't get answered, you don't just miss calls. You miss sales. Studies show many small businesses miss between 25 and 60% of incoming calls. Not because you don't care, but because you're busy on another call, helping a customer, in a meeting, on a job, or it's after hours. And when those calls go to voicemail, prospects don't leave a message and wait. They call the next competitor on the list. Want to hear what that actually sounds like and see what it looks like when it's fixed? Here's how a prospect would experience a call with the Sellflows Voice AI Receptionist instead of it going to voicemail.
Thanks for calling Clearview Window and Glass. I'm Carla, a virtual assistant. How can I help you today?
Hello. Yes, we're thinking about replacing some windows, and I had a couple questions.
Absolutely. Happy to help. May I have your name and could you spell any tricky parts?
Yeah, this is Chuck Byers, Buyers.
Got it, Chuck Byers. What questions did you have?
Well, first of all, do you serve the Mesa area?
Yes, Chuck, we do service Mesa. Are you looking to replace a few windows or most of the home?
It is most of the home, and it's about 8 windows. And yeah, just wondering what would that cost?
For about 6 to 10 standard vinyl replacement windows, most projects range between about $4,000 and $8,000, depending on installation details. The best way to give you an exact quote is a quick in-home measurement. Would you like to schedule that?
Yeah, that would be great.
I have availability Thursday at 3:30 or Friday at 10 a.m., which works better. And may I have the address?
Sure. Yeah, I think Thursday afternoon would work, and we're at 123 Prosper Way in Mesa.
Perfect, Chuck. I've scheduled you for Thursday at 3:30 at 123 Prosper Way in Mesa. You'll be meeting with John, our lead installer. I'll send you a confirmation by text right after the call. Could I also get your email address?
Yeah, it's chuck123 at gmail.com.
Thanks, I've got that. We look forward to seeing you Thursday at 3:30 at 123 Prosper Way in Mesa. Thanks for calling Clearview Window and Glass.
Instantly, after that recovered call, the assigned team member is notified by SMS if you want to keep it simple. You can respond by call, text, or email from your personal device if preferred. Or you can click a notification from our mobile or desktop app where you can view your new lead's contact information, follow-up guidance, a summary of the call, links to the recording and transcript. For new booked appointments, you can see all the details. To ensure every lead is tracked, you can email, text, or return the call directly in the app. So, instead of another missed call, you get a real conversation, a qualified lead, or an appointment booked directly on your calendar. And for a lot of businesses, this adds up pretty quickly. Now imagine the difference it makes. Now you might be wondering, would this actually work for my business? This works best when your calls actually lead to revenue. Things like qualified leads, bookings, or even estimates. When you let the agent handle those missed calls directly, instead of sending them to voicemail or forwarding. And as long as you're still following up and closing those leads, that's where this starts to make a real impact. Especially if you have steady call volume or each new customer is worth enough that all those missed calls matter. If that sounds like your situation, you don't have to guess. You can just run the numbers using the ROI calculator. Click the link below or on your screen, then enter your approximate calls per day, missed call rate, average customer value, and close rate. It projects your potential recovered monthly revenue, and you can quickly see what those missed calls are actually costing your business every month and year. At this point, most people have a couple of questions. Won't callers want a real person or get frustrated with something like this? And for more complex situations, sure. That's why it's always ready to capture the lead, transfer the call, or take a message. But most missed calls are simple: questions, scheduling, or first contact. And people would rather talk to something instantly than wait or go to voicemail. The other question that usually comes up is, what does something like this actually cost? Most businesses we work with are typically in the range of about $500 to $1,000 per month, depending on setup and volume. And for businesses where calls turn into real revenue, that usually ends up being a small fraction of what those missed calls are actually costing them. And if you're unsure whether this will work for your business, you don't have to commit blindly. You can get started with just the setup fee and try it for 30 days with your actual calls. You'll receive weekly reporting showing how many leads or bookings you're recovering, and if it's not a fit, you can cancel. There's no long-term commitment. But before you do anything, I'd recommend starting with the ROI calculator. Click the link in the description, run your numbers, and see what this actually looks like for your business. If you'd like, you can also try the demo. You can let it call you and experience it as if it were the receptionist for your business. See how it responds and hear how it would handle real customer calls. Then ask it any questions you have about using voice AI as a receptionist that I didn't answer here. If you're ready to stop losing that revenue and recover what you just saw in the calculator, click the Get Started button to start capturing those calls right away. If an enhanced setup is indicated or you still have unanswered questions, you can book a call and we'll walk through it with you. That's all for now. This is Bob from Sellflows.com. We look forward to serving you. Thanks for watching.